Dear students, I am Dr. Archana Tiwari, SPC Government College, Ajmer. The topic we are going to discuss today is principles of coordination. In my earlier lectures, I have already discussed the meaning of coordination, types of coordination, then features of coordination, importance of coordination. So today we are going through the topic principles of coordination. As Mary Parker Follett has laid down 4 basic principles for achieving effective coordination. तो 4 तरह के जो मेरी पार्कर फोलेट ने प्रिंसिपल्स बताए हैं वो आज हम देखते हैं. सबसे पहला प्रिंसिपल कोऑर्डिनेशन का उन्होंने बताया प्रिंसिपल ऑफ डायरेक्ट कॉन्टैक्ट, यानी कि प्रत्यक्ष संपर्क का सिद्धांत. तो अकॉर्डिंग टू दिस प्रिंसिपल, फॉर अचीविंग इफेक्टिव कोऑर्डिनेशन, मैनेजर्स मस्ट हैव डायरेक्ट कॉन्टैक्ट विद द पीपल concerned. Direct face-to-face contact and communication facilitates easy understanding of ideas, goals, feelings and message. It helps to remove double and clear misunderstandings. Doubts can also be cleared. It ultimately facilitates problem solving and mutual cooperation. Therefore, a manager must maintain direct contact with all concerned in horizontal as well as in vertical relationship. Second principle is principle of early stage coordination. This principle emphasizes that coordination process must start during the early stage of planning and policy making. It would be easier to see cooperation and participation of all concerned at that stage if they are associated with plans and policies from the very start. The chances of integration and adjustment would be better. It would be much difficult to secure cooperation and ensure coordination if it is started at later stages of execution of work. Third principle we can discuss is principle of reciprocal relations. It means since all factors in a given situation are interrelated, reciprocally related, they must be pulled together and pushed together in order to ensure coordination among them. For example, A works with B in an organization. They both influence each other and all others in the organization influence them. Similarly, both of them also influence others in the organization. And the fourth principle is principle of continuity. This principle states that coordination should be a continuous or never-ending process. It must go on forever in every organization because coordination is the basis of all organizations. It should not be a one-time task. It should be continuously and consciously ensured. It must go on along that management process adopted by a manager. With these principles we can discuss other principles also. अलग और भी principles हो सकते हैं, अन्य principles भी हो सकते हैं जो कि फ्योल ने, मैकफार्लेन, फ्रांसिस लिकर्ट या और जो थिंकर्स हैं मैनेजमेंट के उनके द्वारा दिए गए हैं. तो इसमें आता है प्रिंसिपल ऑफ डेमोक्रेसी. सेकंड आता है प्रिंसिपल ऑफ टाइमिंग. तो डेमोक्रेसी का जो प्रिंसिपल है उसके अकॉर्डिंग कोऑर्डिनेशन शुड नॉट बी फोर्स्ड बाय ऑटोक्रेटिक डायरेक्शंस. इट शुड बी फोस्टर्ड बाय लीडर्स हु अंडरस्टूड द वैल्यू ऑफ पार्टिसिपेटिव मैनेजमेंट. प्रिंसिपल ऑफ टाइमिंग, मैकफार्लेन सजेस्ट दैट कोऑर्डिनेशन शुड बी टाइमली ensured. Therefore, every activity and procedure should be completed well within the time specified. Untimely actions create problems in the smooth process of coordination. Next principle is principle of balance. Coordination should be balanced. It should extend in a balanced fashion to all the parts of the organization. It should operate horizontally as well as vertically. Next principle is principle of dynamism. Coordination process must be dynamic. It should be adaptable to the ever-changing circumstances in the environment. Next principle we can discuss is well-defined objectives. In order to achieve proper coordination, objectives of the organization and of its every individual and department should be clearly spelled out. every individual's or department's objective must contribute to the achievement of organizational objectives. Moreover, everyone in organization must have clear understanding of all the objectives. All this will help in achieving effective coordination. Next principle is sound organizational structure. Sound organizational structure contributes to effective coordination. Therefore, the design of organizational structure should be sound but simple. It should be based on the principle of specialization as well as on the principle of coordination. Specialization should be to the extent that it does not create problem in coordination. Another principle is clear lines of authority. In every organization, lines of authority should be clear. In other words, superior or subordinate relations should be clear and direct. Another principle, cooperative behavior may be there. Effective communication system can help to foster the development in the company. Communication skills must be there. Managers and other members of an organization should have interaction between them, or the interaction in the form of communication should be there. Effective leadership also plays an important role. Therefore, every manager should play the role of an effective leader. And the last principle we can take here is real community of interest. It means coordination must be based on a real community of interest. When the activities of an organization serve the internal interest of all the concerned, there would be better coordination. In other words, coordination can best be achieved if the members of the organization know how and why the attainment of the purpose is essential to the welfare of all. So these were the principles of coordination. In next lecture, we'll continue with the topic techniques or the means of coordination.